we bring to you Texas Rangers manager Bruce Bochy. Good morning, sir.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
How do we feel about the prospects of this game getting played today?
Well, they're telling us we can get it in. They were talking about trying to move it up, but couldn't quite get that done. So we may be playing in some light rain, but they're saying they think we'll be fine to go.
What are some of the challenges that come along with playing in the rain? I know just a couple days ago you guys dealt with the challenges of playing in the cold. Like specifically, what do you talk to your players about, or what are they maybe altering a little bit for some light rain?
Well, I mean, they've all done it. You definitely have to have a little bit more focus and gripping the ball when it's rolling in the infield grass, if it's damp, or outfield grass. But really, it's just you're still doing what you're supposed to be doing out there, and that's going hard. And you can't really make too many adjustments out there because now you're going to put yourself at risk. Now, with that said, if it gets too wet out there, I'll be out there, trying to, maybe get a delay or something. I don't want to put players at risk, either team. So they'll be smart about that.
I did see, Mark Church last night. He said something, and then you guys went out to the mound to check and everything. And I'm not necessarily asking what went on there, but it did seem like most of the pitchers were having some command controls with it being that cold. Is that frustrating to see when your guys are having that kind of control issue?
Yeah. A lot is talked about. It's tough on the hitters, but I think for the pitchers, it's can be really difficult because the ball's flicker. It's almost like having a cue ball in your hand, trying to, spin it or, have a good command. The balls need to be rubbed up. I think a little bit more for the cold evenings. You saw Evo. He hit a couple batters, but you could see it was affecting their command a little bit, and sometimes they take a little bit off so they can throw strikes. And there was a little concern with Mark Church because his velo went down, but I think he was just trying to throw strikes because he didn't have his good command, and so it's a battle. It's an adjustment for these guys because I will say it was pretty chilly. Both teams, again, we both had to play, with those conditions, but it is an adjustment for these guys, and I really think it's something that you can't have that mindset. Hey, it's cold out here, whatever. It's got to be full go, full throttle. I don't care what the temperature is. And I thought the guys battled hard last night. It got cold last night again, but we came back and tied the game. We just didn't make a couple plays there in the eighth inning.
I'm really glad you said that part right there at the end, Boach, because the next question was, do you think you have a good feel for how this group's going to respond after? I mean, we saw what happened in the Cincinnati game to open that series and how this thing has gone. And you have a good feel for how this group responds to things like that already?
Yeah, I do. First game, we got beat. Next day, we came out, we got the lead. They took the lead. We battled back. We tied it. And then they took the lead, and we came back and tied it, with some big hits there. So, no, it's a resilient group. It's something we talk about in spring training. We're going to hit bumps in the road. I don't care how good you are. And, you shoot, the Dodgers just lost 2 straight. There's some of these teams that were hot. Giants, those, it's going to happen. And what's important is how we handle this. And we're facing a really good pitcher today, and we got a good one going. So this will be a good matchup. We got to scratch and claw and find ways to score runs and do our thing. Right now, we're waiting to hear on Langford right now. I know he's feeling better this morning, so still don't know where we're at with him, but we're hoping for the best news.
And is he scheduled to get an MRI today, or has that already happened, perhaps?
It's already happened. We haven't gotten the results. I haven't had a chance to talk to Wyatt. He hasn't got to the ballpark yet, but I do know he was feeling a lot better this morning from the training staff.
Okay. Excellent to hear. I'm sure the fans will be glad to hear that as well. Is it any more frustrating when perhaps a loss kind of pivots like yesterday on the errors versus just like maybe we made a bad pitch or they're just hitting really well? Is it more frustrating when it's error based that you're like, oh, that stings a little bit more?
No, I think that's fair to say. Anytime you beat yourself, yeah, that's sure that's going to frustrate everybody. It's just like walking guys, and letting those guys score. But those are plays that we normally make. We didn't make, and in a tight ball game, that's the difference between winning and losing. We've been playing very well in close ball games. That's just one that got away. Sure, the elements were tough, but still, Leo catches that ball nine times out of 10. He just got turned around a little bit. The wind was blowing, and their guy had a tough time on that ball down the right field line too. So, you know what? It's not something you like, but it's going to happen, and that's what happened last night.
I've always been curious about how y'all do this on the road and during a season, but yesterday was Bobby Wilson's birthday. And how do y'all celebrate? How do guys typically celebrate a birthday? Is it before the night before, when y'all have a day off? How do y'all handle that?
Well, before the game, Tony Beasley, he likes to sing happy birthday to whose birthday it is. So that's kind of a ritual. Losing a game, especially like that, was a little bit of a dud. But I hung with Bobby and try to get him in a better mood on his birthday. So we stayed here pretty late last night, but anyway, I'm sure guys all. I think he got a couple of gifts too.
Nice.
I know Nate Evaldi got him. It's his favorite cocktail, and so anyway, you try to celebrate it. Again, it's a long season. You're gonna have tough times, but you can't forget to celebrate with the good wins and maybe a birthday here and there.
Do you sing along with Tony Beasley in that time, or is that just like no, that's on him?
No, and I don't let Tony, I don't let B sing to me either. But, actually, he's a good singer, as you may know. But I know he had fun. We actually had another guy, Josh Frazier, who is one of our support staff guys, who had a birthday too. So we had two of them yesterday. We got one coming up here on the 10th, I know. So anyway. It's a birthday month.
I like that. Talk with Bruce Bochy right here on 105.3 The Fan. Now, it might be as straightforward as because Duran has struggled at the plate, but can you walk us through why Ornelas is probably a better fit for the big club right now than Duran is?
Well, more than anything, it was to get Duran going. We think a lot of him, and when the guy kind of goes through his struggles, maybe he needs those 3 or 4 bats consistently to get a swing down, just to find his game. And so we thought that was a good time, for Duran to go down. Now we may have to pivot on this depending on Wyatt, and so that's what we're talking about now. Whether how bad this tightness in the oblique is, and so that sure, there's a possibility he could go on the IL, but there's a possibility he's not going to go on the IL. So we could pull a reversal here too.
Is especially for younger players still like Ezekiel Duran, do you have to work on the mental aspect with him anymore? Because there's a couple of times that you've said like, hey, if he's struggling, he's trying so hard and like probably overextending himself just a little bit to get back on track.
Yeah, I think it's important that you do. That's what good teammates do. And, same with the coaching staff, that's our job. It's easy, like your players when they're going well, but when they're not going well, that's when they need you. I mean, guys hitting 350, he doesn't need you at that, at that time. So you try to touch base with them and, try to keep things light and loose and make sure that they know that you're still behind them because you need them. You need. I mean, it's a long season, so it is important that we do keep Zeke going. He's incredible. I tell you, his attitude. He's got a deep faith, and he's a great teammate. And no matter how it's going, you wouldn't know it with him. He gets down. I mean, we're all human when he feels like he's letting the team down, but he's there supporting them before the game. He brings that energy and the things that you love. So he's very well liked in this club. He's very popular.
As you referenced earlier, the frustration with the errors, and I understand that, but having the bat of Josh Jung back out there and what that does for the rest of the team outside of just his own hitting ability.
Yeah, a big presence in the lineup. No getting around it. It showed last night. Yeah, he got three? He got 3 hits. Got a break on one on the ball back to pitcher, but just to see his name in there, I think does a lot for the club, and I love the depth that we have on this team. The fact that Smitty can go anywhere. And, for example, if Wyatt needs a few days or whatever, then we got a left fielder with Smitty. But getting back to Josh, that's what gives us that depth, having him back and having a guy that can move around like Smitty, that give guys days off. But as much as that, he's just so engaged. I've talked about this so many times about Josh Jung. He's out there pulling for his guys, just like Duran, a really good teammate, and he's into it. Every pitch and watching every bat our guys are having. He's not staring at the iPads and those things. So it's good to have him back.
Now, since you guys are at Wrigley, I wanted to see if you remembered a particular incident back in 1987 in your playing days at Wrigley Field with Eric Shao and Andre Dawson.
Oh, of course I do. Yeah, ugly day. Eric, when he hit him in the face, I wasn't playing that day, but I can tell you that it was not intentional. And Eric had a ball that ran a lot, and so he was trying to get in on Dawson's hands. That's what he did. He's a very good pitcher, and he had a ball that is like a bowling ball that had a heavy sinker that would run in, and got away from him, hit him in the face. Of course, benches cleared. It's a pretty good one, and of course, Shao, he had his lights right in the hair in Chicago. We had to sneak him out of town, but fortunately, we've lost Eric. He died way too young, and he had a hard time with that incident. He really did, and it stayed with him. It's something he did not want to be known for as a guy that threw at hitters, or especially at the head or face, and so anyway, it was an ugly day, but anyway, I remember it well.
So the whole reason I wanted to bring it up is not just to retread all of that, but I guess I didn't realize that you were part of that Padres team, and I went home, looked through my stuff. I was at that game as a little kid. So I know you can't see it right now, but I have the ticket stub with me right now that I found and kept from when I was a kid, because most of our family is from Chicago. And so people were like,
that was the first time you'd seen a brawl like that, right?
Yeah. And it stuck out in my mind, especially as a little kid. And people were like, Boch was on that team. And so obviously we wanted to ask you about it. Do you have any idea if Shao and Dawson ever got a chance to talk or try to make amends after that or anything?
Yeah, I don't think they did. I don't know for sure, but I know Eric tried to reach out, but I don't know how that ended up. All I know is, and you were probably one of them that were, screaming fans that were trying to kill all of us that day. Again, Eric ended up having some demons, and I think that was part of it there that day. That really stuck with him.
At that point, I promise I was too little to do any damage, and I don't know if I totally understood why everybody was fighting straight away, but that is stuck in my mind since I was 7 years old.
Sutcliffe was on that team, and we became really good friends. And we were joking that we almost went at it that day. But
man,
it was a pretty good one. And Dawson's such a class guy, such a great guy, and you get it too when you get hit in the face. And, it got him good. That he probably thought it was intentional, but I can tell you, I knew Eric well enough to know that he was not trying to do that.
Well, I appreciate you going back in time with us on that. Obviously, hoping the best for the Wyatt news, and then best of luck today.
Well, thanks. I'll take any luck you send. That's part of it, so I appreciate that.